What goes around comes around.
Man, they're gonna be pissed.
Yeah, they're always pissed, honey. They're Nazis.
Hey everybody, welcome back to What the Hell Happened to Them? This season we are making Whoopi, that's right, Whoopi Goldberg this season. I am your host, Patrick Skeyhill, and joining me on the line is a man born from the primordial ooze, Joe Vekeman.
Hi.
Yeah, just because he's very old doesn't mean he sounds any different, you know?
Hi.
Yeah. And on the audio boards is Lev Van Rensselaer reminding me to remind you that you can email the cast at whathappenedtothemcast@gmail.com. And our sponsor this week is Surgery Bloopers, the exciting new video available at a Walmart bargain bin near you. Surgery Bloopers. See all kinds of fun, wacky shenanigans despite the high stakes. Yeah, that can't be fun to watch. I didn't mean that, Lev. And sponsors. Definitely watch it, everybody. All right, Joe, what movie are we doing for number 10 of our Hangin 10 with Whoopi Goldberg, where we select 10 curated films to go through the actress's extremely long career?
We watched 2001's Rat Race, directed by Jerry Zucker, a re-team from Ghost.
This is the same guy as Ghost?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to realize that. Hey, I've got some points to make on this one.
All right, well, give us a plot synopsis first.
Plot synopsis. A Las Vegas casino magnate determined to find a new avenue for wagering sets up a race for money.
All right, there you go. Rat Race, almost literal. All right, Joe, what are your points you want to bring up?
There's some good set pieces. That's all I want to say. There's some actually thought out, well done set pieces. That's it. I think it's kind of maybe criminal that this is the same director as Ghost, but there's some interesting set pieces here.
On the one hand, there was something very freeing about watching kind of like a stupid comedy thing. You know, like when I watch something like Dude, Where's My Car or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your mind can kind of go a little blank. Not so much on this one because I had to take notes, but it was sort of just like, there's sort of nothing to worry about here, you know?
This was a Hollywood video classic. I would rent this all the time.
But on the other hand, a lot of things I found to be very stupid, and I was sort of annoyed that the storylines didn't, cross-weave more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I found myself kind of hoping that the antics of one person would sort of set a domino effect that would cause obstacles for another person. Where what the movie essentially did was give us 4 or 5 different storylines that each person did, and then they all just intersect at the end.
Yep.
I like that less. And they also, all your characters seem to have some issues, and that everybody could have had a little arc. Like Whoopi could have bonded with her daughter because they seemed to have trouble at the beginning, but then just instantly they're just best friend team people now. You know, John Lovitz has this kind of employment issue, I guess, or issue with his family, or not wanting to trust his family.
He just didn't want to be with his family on the vacation.
Yeah, I could have learned to appreciate them more. Cuba Gooding Jr. has this sports botch thing he's trying to get past. None of that seems to just disappear at the end. It didn't matter. The only one who gets to do stuff is the most boring guy. He doesn't want to have fun or whatever, and then he learns to have fun at the end. There were opportunities, I think, to make this a stronger script, but it wasn't there. Was this based off of a French film? Because it feels like it would be.
It's based off of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Have you seen it?
I did. Back in
I've never seen
undergrad days, they have you watch.
Yeah, I feel like I should just watch just because, but I haven't watched it yet.
Wonder if that was based off of a French film.
Okay. Rat Race has an extremely similar plot to the film It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, in which a group of strangers are caught up in a mad dash to seek out and claim $350,000 in cash. Well, that changes. Inflation. It's $2 million now.
Oh, yeah, well, listen, if you want to talk about how this movie's old, Joe... The cast the cast themselves show how old the movie is. Mostly very popular stars, all pretty much have disappeared from anyone's thoughts. Right?
You're right. Who
Yeah.
else? Who? Before you go on, though, because that is a great point to make. Another great point I would like to make is this film is the first time that 2 African American Academy Award winners appear in a movie together.
Oh.
Cuba Gooding Jr. and Whoopi Goldberg.
But he hadn't won one before, right?
Yes, he did.
For what?
Jerry Maguire! Jerry fucking
Oh.
Maguire!
Duh. Yeah.
One would say that's where he peaked completely and never got back there.
Yeah, well, you know, I knew he won one, but for some reason my mind went to that other Radio? Is that...
Radio is what killed him.
I know, because I was like, wow, why would he win for that? That movie was pretty bad. And I'm glad to know he didn't. Yeah, the 2 Academy Award winners, and they're doing this. Whoopi's not even being used to do Whoopi things. Like,
I know.
She could have been any old lady.
She's kind of like against type in this, right?
A little bit, yeah. She's like a sweet old lady. Well, she uses a psychic, which is the 3rd time her films involve psychic in the 10 out of 400 films we've watched. So it just seems a little odd.
It's one of her go-tos.
Yeah, but like Seth Green was everywhere, right?
Yes.
For like those years, and then just kind of disappeared behind a wall of animation.
Yeah, Austin Powers.
Because Austin Powers.
And then he became the Family Guy, like, son, right?
Well, yeah, he was doing that in like the late 90s on the side. But like he was in that, he was doing like episodes of Buffy, and he was doing like shitty comedies like Without a Paddle. And, like he was in stuff, like just random movies for a couple of years, and just was just gone. And then it was only Family Guy and Robot Chicken, and like...
Yeah, he does Robot Chicken. Yeah.
What's the last non-Adam Sandler movie John Lovitz has been in?
Oh, shit. Can you name it?
No, I can't. I don't know. I actually don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. You know, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s heyday's long gone now. Like, John Cleese, not doing much these days. Might even be dead. I don't remember.
No, he's just really an annoying person. But yeah, holy shit. What was the last Adam Sandler movie John Lovitz was in? I'm seeing right now. What? Up.
You see in Spaceman?
It's not that long ago.
Okay.
Just double checking. I do not remember him in that movie at all, but apparently he's in Sandy Wexler.
Okay, I could buy that. It has been a while since I've seen it.
It hasn't been more than 10 years.
No, but it's been, I don't know, 6 years?
Yeah. Maybe I need to revisit Sandy Wexler.
I kind of liked it. It was a bit long, but I kind of liked
It has the most famous people in it. Jesus.
Well, yeah, because he's a Hollywood agent.
Yeah, but he's really just... He even has a Farley brother in there.
Just one. They couldn't afford both.
Is there more than one still?
Oh, I thought. You know what? I thought you meant the Farrelly brothers.
Oh, no, I'm talking about...
Not Chris Farley's brother.
Yeah, John Farley, who was in Tommy Boy and The Water Boy and Little Nicky. He was in Leo most recently.
Well, let's get back to how the movie's old, Joe.
Yeah, tell me how it's old.
It got sort of kicked off by your mad world comment, where, you know, at the time, in 2001, $2 million was a life-changing amount of money.
It kind of still is.
Feels like it'll barely get you a house now.
I mean, it'll get you a house. $2 million? What kind of house are you buying? I mean, I guess like a house in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, Massachusetts got very expensive too over there, Joe. Bro.
Yeah, not $2 million. You get a nice size of land if you pay for $2 million.
Baha Men and Who Let the Dogs Out, very prominent in the film.
Excellent. Who let the dogs out?
Who Let the Dogs Out.
Who? And
they also apparently did the theme song that it sounds like they're barely in, so I don't know why they get... It's said like performed by the Baha Men, and they had like 5 words they say in that.
Oh, I got one for how old it is.
Yeah, what is it?
Brecken Meyer and Kathy Najimy. That's it. No.
Well, that's part of the cast.
No, but how
Brecken
both
Meyer,
starred
like
in
the most fucking boring ass shit.
So weird. But it says they both have starred and voiced characters on the show King of the Hill.
Okay.
That's an old show. That has been on in
an old show.
15 years.
Well, Breck and Meyer also would do some of Seth Green's Robot Chicken show, too.
Robot Chicken, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess they became friends on the set or whatever. I don't know.
Ooh, another way you can tell this is old. Bill Cosby was considered for the part of Randy Pear.
I don't know anyone's names. Which character is that?
I believe that's John Lovitz.
Well, you'd have to recast that family probably then.
Nah, it's fine. It's just John Lovitz. The whole joke is that he's Jewish, and I don't know how. Yeah,
that seemed to be a strong.
You gotta that's a restructuring of the script.
I guess they go to like a KKK museum or something.
Also, Bill Cosby is like 15, 20 years older than John Lovitz, so he's an old man at that time.
What car do you steal the KKK? I don't know, Topher Grace's car, whatever that is. Not obviously the actor Topher Grace, but that character he played in that Spike Lee movie. I don't know that guy's name.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about in the Black Klansman movie, yeah.
All right, here's how else it is old. People are using the word retarded. Can't do that
Jesus.
anymore. Not allowed. World War II veterans are plentiful.
That's me. I mean, yeah, that's just timing.
And yeah. And how do we know this movie's old? Smash Mouth. Smash Mouth is in it.
They're singing All Star. This is the same year as Shrek.
Yeah, it's this wave of like 18 months where 4 films had the song All Star on their film soundtracks.
Oh, yeah, Mystery Men. Yeah.
Mystery Men, and the last one,
yep,
the Digimon movie. What? Did you ever see that one?
No, that's the one I missed. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that one. I never got into Digimon.
This was the one I missed, so I was just like, oh my god, again?
Wait, you didn't see Rat Race, but you saw Mystery Men?
I saw Mystery Men.
I saw Shrek.
I saw Shrek. And then I shot Digimon movie because I liked Digimon.
Oh, okay.
The movie's not good. The movie's actually 3 different movies that they just kind of like smushed together, and they're like, all right, we have a full movie now.
Hilarious. Yeah, what else we got on? So I got a lot of development stuff if you want to hear about that.
You guys say something about Jason Alexander.
Oh, Jason Alexander was originally lined up to play Zach, the Wayne Knight character, before his Seinfeld castmate took over for him.
Jason Alexander's like, yeah, you know what? You need the bone more than I do.
You take this one. You take this one, Wayne. And it's just weird to see him because it's like almost 10 years after Jurassic Park. And he looks the same, but he also looks a little more plasticky.
But also still having issues with electric fences, so makes sense.
That's going to be a callback, right? Oh, and this is mean, but here you go. Pro wrestler Diamond Dallas Page, had a cameo in the movie. It was cut when test audiences failed to give his appearance any reaction.
Wow, I don't know who that is, so I guess I get it.
He's just a wrestler, but it's sad because even though this was like the hottest period for wrestling in this point, like it was just starting to cool down just a little bit, but he was like one of the most famous wrestlers at that time, and no one cared.
Sounds like they should have gotten The Rock. I don't know.
I think he was busy with the Mummy Returns.
It sounds like they should have gotten, I don't know, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I mean, that would have been insane.
There you go.
That's a lot more money that you're paying out because people know who he is. Like, you know who he is. You know, it's right.
You said the other guy was so famous.
He was, but you didn't know. I mean, it was famous to wrestlers.
Well, it sounded like they should have gotten the Gravedigger. No, that's not his name.
The Gravedigger?
No.
That's a monster truck.
No, who's the guy with all the paint on his face?
Oh, the Undertaker.
Undertaker. You see how I got there, though.
Yeah, you got there.
Gravedigger, Undertaker, it's in the same boat.
Yeah, they're both making graves for people.
Well, we have our Before trilogy with Whoopi and I forget the name of John Lovitz's wife.
Kathy Najimy?
Yeah.
What other one besides Sister Act? What was the one? Oh, Soap Dish. She's in it for 2 seconds.
But she's in it.
That's right. Scenes involving Cuba Gooding Jr. and the group of Lucy impersonators were shot in the Canadian Rockies. Jerry Zucker, who had a tradition of including his mother, Charlotte, in each of his films, beginning with Airplane, had her portray one of the Lucy impersonators. Jerry Zucker said, "It's like the Alfred Hitchcock signature. Instead of me, it's my mom." Filming also took place in Calgary's former Curry Barracks military base, which had been converted to accommodate film and television productions. Do you agree with Jerry Zucker? Do you think it's pretty similar how he includes his mom as Alfred Hitchcock included himself in his own movies?
It's similar. I guess it's similar in the way that there's a person in all of his movies. Alfred Hitchcock and himself, Jerry Zucker and his mother, Gary Marshall and Hector Alessandro. Like,
yes, Hector Alessandro.
That's just what it is.
Oh, I'm kind of getting what the point of all of this nonsense is. The way they shot the movie seems counterintuitive how to shoot a movie like this.
What did they do?
There's a lot of location shooting, which is commendable.
Well, yeah, they're outside, so I get it.
It says filming began in Calgary, Alberta, Canada in August 2000. Filming took place primarily along Calgary highways, which stood in as highways that the characters travel on in Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico.
So far feels intuitive.
Yeah, how long do you think this movie shot for?
2 months.
About 4.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Yeah, they're just going to New Mexico. They went to New Mexico and Nevada and shot on some railway stations for the train station sequence. They were on Route 50, was used for the entrance to Silver City. They were in Southern California. They went to Palmdale, Acton, Santa Clarita, and Newell, Rosamond, California. A lot of location shooting. We've been begging for this, and they used to do it 20 years ago.
Yes.
I mean, it feels like if you're going to do a movie like a big sprawling movie where they're like going to certain places, it's better to, film in real places instead of like the Red Notice movie where it was like, oh,
where
they're
nobody,
really
nobody
in Rome.
was anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And how much money did they have? How much money do you think they had?
$80 million.
48.
Hey, all right. Those guys working cheap. I guess they're not needed most of the time. That probably helps.
Also, not getting the biggest stars in the world here.
You on a budget. Have Mr. Bean in 2001.
The top. I mean, this is definitely in alphabetical order, so they're not top.
Yeah.
But it made $85 million.
All right, well, that's good enough. I'll get the job done. Thanks, Hollywood Video.
Yeah, no, that's definitely me renting it like 1 million times. Let's see here. We'll go to Roger review. I'm not seeing one. Looks like
I was thinking, as I'm watching this, getting kind of bored, I'm like, yeah, what did Roger fucking think about this
Getting
thing?
kind of bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there were some funny moments. Like, I liked John Lovett stealing the Nazi car and bantering about that. That was amusing. Or just showing up and they're like, oh, we're going to the Barbie Museum. And then it's just like Nazi stuff everywhere. That was a good joke.
Yeah.
I liked like all the Lucys crying in unison. That was amusing.
That was funny.
That probably was it.
I got a couple. So I really liked when in the set piece that they did with Seth Green and his brother, and they attach a cable to in the airport to like the thing that's like spinning to like help. Yeah. And so the Jeep they have is climbing up that's funny. And then like,
I don't know.
That didn't work for you?
Nah, everybody's like freaking out. It just was like, this was an easily solved problem. Obviously, the car's going to go up, but Seth Green just like, it's getting pulled up. Just get out of the car. And the other guy just like climbed down.
I think he was probably like, how do I unattach my car? And he's like, I need my car. We need to get somewhere.
It's the same thing with the other car thing with the balloon. I'm just like, Seth Green, just run sideways. Don't stop running forward. Go the other way. Another guy, just roll off the car.
Okay, now that's just movie stuff.
I know, but like it didn't. When other people did ridiculous things, like I wasn't annoyed. But those two guys, just for some reason, like they hyperbolized just how much danger they were in. I'm like, no, this is very easily solved, you dummies.
Okay. Then what about when Whoopi Goldberg and her daughter roll up to Kathy Bates' squirrel farm?
Adam Sandler's mama?
Yeah, that's right. And she's like, don't you want a squirrel? And then she has her line that we already remarked upon where she uses a word that we don't like to talk about anymore.
Can't call it that. Nope.
And then she makes some funny faces, and then she leads them down a trail that apparently she has already, like, she has set this thing up so particular, and it's great. And then there's just the skeleton pops out with the squirrel.
With the squirrel nuts, yeah. Yeah. All right, that was a mildly
That was
amusing,
a
but I
fun
didn't,
one. Then you didn't like the balloon stuff where the car is.
didn't like the
then
balloon
chasing him.
stuff.
What about when Cuba Gooding Jr. goes into the bathroom at the gas station and he sees the bus driver and he has to keep asking for his clothes?
No,
to help his baby.
Because his wife's having a baby? No, thank you.
None of that worked for you?
No.
When he was just like, I need your hat. And then the bus driver's like, why do you need my hat? And then Cuba Gooding Jr. just looks at him and just goes, vagina. That's good.
Yeah, that felt kind of French-esque. I'm like, that's some French thing.
Like,
So, Amy Smart, I thought she was going to be like, I'm like, oh, we got Breckin Meyer, and then like his other boring love interests were just having the boring, attractive people. She ended up not being boring because she goes full psychopath, and then I got kind of like I was like, ooh, I like when ladies go psycho.
of course, Firuza Balk.
Yeah, exactly, right? So she's just like a generically blonde lady, but then she's like helicoptering a guy across the highway, and I go like, wow, this lady got really hot all of a sudden.
Another crazy set piece because it looks like they were using a real helicopter. Am I crazy?
I imagine they were, yeah.
That's nuts.
I bring her up because I'm like, who's this Amy Smart person? Do I know her? And I really thought I did. And here's who I was actually thinking about. I confused her with two
Tell me.
people. Amanda Smart and, for some reason, Jessica Lynch. Do you remember who either of those people are from
I
2003?
have no idea who those people are.
In 2003, Amanda Smart went missing. She was like some teenage girl in Nevada, and she went missing, and everybody
Jesus.
thought her parents did it, but it turns out they didn't. And they made a movie about her. And then Jessica Lynch was a soldier in the Iraq War that was captured by the terrorist groups. It was the first female prisoner of war in an American war. And they were going to make a movie about her, but she wouldn't do it unless she got to play herself, and they were like, you can't act, so no, we're just not doing it.
Excuse me, where the fuck was Clint Eastwood at that time? Because he would have done that no problem. He would have been like, let's go. Let's make some money.
I was like, Amy Smart? Is she that? I thought Amanda Smart was the soldier who got abducted and the thing. So that's what happened there.
You're so
But Amy Smart, in
rude.
fact, just did the kind of nondescript movies and for whatever reason. And
Bullshit. Are you taking a big old duty on Starship Troopers?
she's barely in that.
I guess.
And Breckin Meyer, I'm like, I know I've seen you in things before, but you're so goddamn boring. You are not the thing I'd remember in those films.
She has not had the career I thought she had. So I'm guessing you never saw the Ashton Kutcher vehicle, The Butterfly Effect?
Oh, I did.
The lead actress in that?
But you know what? She wasn't going full psycho, so of course I didn't remember her.
Well, what about in the Jason Statham-led full psycho movie, Crank?
Yeah, but I don't remember her being the psycho. Was she the lady in the trunk?
She's, I don't know, watch that movie like...
Yeah, I watched that movie when it came out in the theater. I don't know.
Are you saying that you don't remember her in Road Trip, the Todd Phillips movie, Road Trip?
No, another dumb comedy of that era.
You know who that stars? Breckin Meyer.
Breckin Meyer?
It looks like they are entangled in this movie. So the next year they're like, let's bring this back. We're doing that's their trilogy, but they never finished, did they?
Was Breckin Meyer in Garfield? Is that where I know him from?
Oh my God, is that where he's from? Yeah, he's in Garfield the movie. He's in Clueless. He's in
What?
The Craft.
He is? Oh, wow.
He is definitely in The Craft with your lady.
Ooh, man, another full-on psycho. Let's do it.
And he's Herbie Fully Loaded, Josie and the Pussycats. Oh, he did make it to A Tale of Two Kitties.
Well, of course, you need John back.
Did he play John?
I think he plays John, which is like a
He
great role
does
for
play
him.
John Arbuckle.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right, what do you got on Whoopi? This week, the last 2 episodes of Whoopi.
Oh, what do I have on Whoopi? Well, I thought it kind of ended with a kind of fart. Because we go... All right. I'm trying to remember the second
In episode
to last
121, Rita starts hanging out with the Republican people.
Oh, the boss of...
And then the boss wants to, like, take her away to Florida, and the brother's totally clueless until the end, and then he beats him up.
Strange Bedfellows. Hey, they had a big rebound. They did 7.9 that week.
Yeah, people coming for all the jabs against Condoleezza.
I mean, Whoopi doesn't miss. The last episode, though, our series finale. They couldn't have known it would be a series finale because they kind of set some stuff up.
Yeah, the brother gets nominated to run for city council.
Yep.
Against the longtime Democratic incumbent that Whoopi has a history with. And
Joe Morton.
That guy uses his connection to Whoopi to go low and fight dirty in the campaign, but then the way they resolve it is, well, they resolve it by getting them to fight on equal ground, and the brother decides to go forward with the campaign instead of dropping out. And I would have liked to see that all play out in the following season. I think that could have been fun and sort of right, because 2004, so the election would be happening that year too. I think they wanted to try to sync it up with the presidential election so they could kind of have a lot of those jokes carry down to them. So that would have been cool to see.
That would have taken another season, no problem. Easy green like that. How is this? I know now we would kill for these numbers. They did lose 2/3 of their audience from the first episode to the last episode. So I guess,
that happens with so many shows though. Like it's really just how well is this doing compared to other shows on our network?
I would say it held the audience pretty well in the ratings. It held it pretty well, but when you have long gaps of no episodes, that's when it falls off. I've known this for the last 20 years. That if you stop showing episodes every week to week and you take your spring break, well, your audience might not come back.
Well, what's annoying, they always do have to take that out for whatever reasons, but what's annoying is when they'll come back for a week or two and then there's another month hiatus. Just don't do it. Just have the longer hiatus and then be like, all right, we're back now.
Here's a big batch of episodes.
Officially. Not hard.
Yeah, they do it right here. There was an episode... the airplane episode was episode 13, aired January 13th, 8.3. And then they have the next episode 14, Is Rita Pregnant, which aired a full month later in February. Yeah. You went down 1 million people.
Yeah, because no one knew it was back on. I was having this. I remember watching a lot of these live and being like, oh, wait, we have new episodes now? Why now? The other network doesn't even have new episodes. I don't know.
But yes, of course. How could I forget when DVR did not exist yet?
Yeah.
There was no thing for TiVo, or that was just starting, to be in really rich people's houses. Yeah, Whoopi, R.I.P. We'll love you. Bring her back.
Getting the brother involved in the Republic campaign, I think, was a good idea for the writers. It gave them a lot of fertile ground. Getting to see Rita and Whoopi and Nassim interact with them would have been fun, but alas.
Oh yeah, the joke with Nassim and the other
cleaning lady
at the hotel. With her
I didn't like that they did that. With the pom-pom, yeah. I feel like you took a lot of tension out of that relationship by having it become an actual relationship and that her husband wasn't real. I think that ruins a lot. I wish they hadn't done that. Some comedic tension
Maybe they
goes
knew that
out
was
the
over.
window. Yeah, they were like, one of these characters isn't coming back.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, the rat race does in fact pass the Bechdel test, Joe.
Holy shit. Is it Whoopi and her daughter?
It's most of the Whoopi scenes,
Good for Whoopi.
Good for them. All right, you got last looks on Rat Race.
Last looks. Well, I saw this movie in a theater with my mother and my sister in 2001 in the summer, and I was forever changed.
All right, well, I'm happy that this was such a touchstone cinema for you.
It kind of was.
Okay.
It opened my eyes to a lot of things that I had no idea. Some would say it was irresponsible for my mom to bring me to this movie.
Nah, this one seems fine. My mom took me to Scary Movie. That feels more irresponsible.
In 98, 99?
99, I think.
2000?
Yeah.
You were young.
Someone's genitals go through another person's head. That probably wasn't the best thing to bring a child to. Yeah.
No.
So,
wow.
There you go. And yeah. That's just one time genitals get involved in the film very actively. All right, my last looks wise, what we do this movie? Well, it's good that we kind of get out now, I think. This seems to be because Whoopi's not the star of this film. She's an ensemble cast, and we're going to start to see, I imagine, a lot of Whoopi being minor parts or bit parts in films going forward. Her heyday seems to have come and gone. She's not even well used in this. They probably just wanted to be look at our all-star comedy cast, and Meyer also.
It's weird. Some of these choices were weird. I wish I saw their first choice.
Like Breckin Meyer and Amy, I don't know, but everybody else, I'm like, oh, these are all notable comedy people. All right, this kind of makes sense. And then like 2 real people, and I go, all right, why are we doing this? I don't know. And Wayne Knight's in like your opening credit sequence, but he's barely in the film.
He's in it for like 6 minutes.
Yeah, like I thought he was gonna go to the end with everybody too, but he's just gone. So there you go.
Yeah, because he got electrocuted.
Why would we do this movie? Well, I guess she's just, in the taking roles phase of her career. The phone calls are slowing down, maybe. And also, she doesn't have to do it for very long, right? Like, I know that movie shot for 4 months, but she's like 1/6 of the movie.
She's out
so
3 weeks.
Yeah, easy. A little bit at the beginning with everybody, a little bit at the end with everybody, and then you could probably get her sequence done very quickly. So
yeah, because Smash Mouth, they're just hanging out forever in this little, like, corner.
Cashing in those royalty checks.
Yeah. Do we R.I.P. Smash Mouth guy? Did he die?
I think he died. I think as I was doing my research, he sneakily died at a young age.
Yep. Steve Harwell, 56. He died last September.
Wow. Of what, does it say?
Harwell died from liver failure at his home in Boise, Idaho.
The life of a rock star.
Yep. One day after his manager, Robert Hayes, announced Harwell was in hospice for final stage liver failure. He was 56 years old.
It's a little sad
Hayes wrote, hold on. I got an obituary.
All right.
Hayes wrote, Steve lived a 100% full throttle life, burning brightly across the universe before burning out. Harwell was cremated. Jesus Christ. I don't want to laugh.
I don't think we should be laughing.
I'm not trying to laugh, but it's just like Smash Mouth, like the like premier like rock star life. Like,
I mean, like he's so rockin' that he apparently could only afford to live in Boise, Idaho. The rockin'est place around.
I'm not trying to be rude here, but they had 3 songs, I feel like, and they all came out.
I remember one
6
song,
months.
The End.
Yeah, the All-Star song. But they also had
That's all I know.
Might As Well Be Walking on the Sun.
Oh, I didn't know that was them. Okay.
That was them, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's their 2. No, that's their 2 songs. Their songs include Walking on the Sun and All-Star. Oh, yeah, and their cover of the Monkees song I'm a Believer. That was also in
Shrek. Yeah. Man, to be Smash Mouth in 1999 to 2001. Whew.
Oh, yeah, Why Can't We Be Friends? Remember when they covered that? They just have a lot of covers.
Wonder why they petered out.
They covered Queen's Under Pressure.
I don't even remember that.
They covered the Beatles' Getting Better.
Don't know that. Nope.
God.
Yeah, see, they're starting to drop off.
They actually had an album come out last year.
Yeah.
A Christmas album. It was called Smash Mouth Mistletoes.
Okay.
Mistletoes.
Now, I know we said we were only going to do 10 for Hangin' 10, but we're sneaking in another one for you next week.
Bonus!
Yeah, a bonus film came out. We'll explain why the next time you see us or hear us, because it's a podcast.
Yes.
So there you go. I'd like to thank Lev Van Rensselaer for minding those audio boards and keeping us sound so slippery smooth. I'd like to thank my co-host Joe Vekeman for stopping by.
Oh, thank you.
And I am your host, Patrick Scale. You can find my features, documentaries, short films, video essays, animations, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more at QuixoticUnited.com and social media, presumably with a similar sounding name. Thank you all for listening. Joe, say goodnight.
Good night.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on, get paid. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
All right, you got some top movies for 2023 you'd
Oh,
like
shit.
to share? You want to recommend for the people?
Okay, I got a little list.
Shoot 'em my way.
Beau Was Afraid. And these are not in any order, by the way.
That's how I like to do it.
Yeah, Beau Was Afraid. That was like one of the first ones that came out this year that I was like, wow, cool, interesting, weird, too long. Had a lot of that this year. John Wick 4. Did you ever see John Wick 4?
I've seen no John Wicks.
Interesting.
Weird, but too long.
Good, but yes, too long. It's 3 hours.
3 hours?
Well, I mean, it's
You
like
had 3 that
250.
came before. You ran out of think. What are you doing?
They've been getting longer ever since. The first one's an hour 40. The second one's 2 hours. The third one's 2:10, 2:15, and then this one is like 250.
Okay.
Yeah, it's long, but there's like a lot of good sequences in it. Then I would say Asteroid City, a real, for me, return to form for Wes Anderson. Like, I'm talking like, he hasn't made a movie like this in over 10 years. I would say it fits more with his Grand Budapest Hotel. Then Across the Spider-Verse, really enjoyed that one. And The Killer, David Fincher, The Killer. And my last one I'm going to shout out was Hayao Miyazaki's The Boy and the Heron, or How Do You Live? I really feel like that's the one that I just want to watch so bad, like all over again, but not playing anymore. Oh, and I'm not going to forget. How could I forget? The one I saw, the last one that I saw.
Poor Things. Ferrari.
Godzilla -1.
Not the literal last one in 2023.
No, but just the last like 5-star one I gave.
I didn't see John Wick, and I obviously like Godzilla. I did not much care for those other films though, but I did see them.
Those are just mine. Especially Killer. Oh, did I say Killers of the Flower Moon? Jesus.
No, you left that one out. But don't worry, I also didn't care for that one.
No. I love that one. That's a 5-star one. I can't believe I forgot that one.
I looked at my things and I'd given 4 stars to 1001, which I did really like, but
Oh yeah. Oh, the Iron Claw.
The Iron Claw. After I watched it, it kind of disappeared from my memory compared to some of these other ones that I hadn't rated as high. I was kind of surprised. I bet if I watched it, I would still like it.
I really want to watch that. I started it, and then I was like, I have to actually pay attention to this one, and then I need to like make time for it, and I keep forgetting about it. It's on Peacock, so I'll make time for it this week.
Peacock has It's kind of surprising sometimes, the Peacock movies. You're like, oh, Peacock got this? Really? Okay.
Peacock has holdovers right now.
It does, I know. I'm just kind of surprised.
Makes me happy.
It seems to be like a stopping ground for other stream. It has it for like 3 months, and then like now Netflix has the Mario movie. It just seems odd.
Yeah, I think... Well, Netflix has a Sony deal right now where they get all the Sony movies, plus they get A24 movies now. That's where their first, after theatrical, that's where it goes for A24. No longer on Showtime. But I also think that Peacock gets Universal movies. I think that's how it works. Like after a 30 or 45-day window.
Since they're owned by the same company.
Mm-hmm. Give me some of your tops.
I base mine off of just like I had sort of hinted at memory, like what stood out.
Mm-hmm.
What have I remembered all year long? Which I guess we kind of hinted at last week when I talked about Skinamarink, the highly divisive movie.
I still haven't gone back to it.
Yeah, that's okay. Highly divisive. Yeah, all these movies I ended up seeing in the theater. I wonder if that experience, like would I have liked Skinamarink had I watched it at home? I don't know. That's an interesting one. But then 2 that I gave 3, I look back and I gave 3.5 stars to both, I think. But I mentioned in the reviews that I was so close to giving them 4, and I might on second viewing. Yeah, they both came out in the spring. Mm-hmm. And one was Carmen, the dance movie thing.
Oh, yes.
And then the other was the Blackberry movie.
I did watch that.
Then it was like a long summer of nothing.
I agree.
Just like complete nothing.
Besides Barbie and Oppenheimer, that's about it.
Which I watched and kind of liked, but was never like, wow, what great. I was just like, all right, well, I did that. But then we just got better Barbie and Oppenheimer.
We did.
With Poor Things and Godzilla -1. So it's probably good that they put them out in the summer to have their moment in the sun.
Yeah, then 6 months later, you get the more sophisticated one.
Yeah, and no one's going to remember Poor Things, but they're all going to remember Barbie. So, I guess that's the...
I don't know. Did you see the Golden Globes?
No, I did not. Because, they're Golden Globes.
I know, but sometimes they're like an indicator of what's going down the line. Poor Things won Best Actress. Killers of the Flower Moon won Best Actress for Drama. Oppenheimer won Best Director, Best Drama, and Best Actor.
Well, I don't know what they're up against, but I just can't imagine picking that for any of those.
Well,
I just can't. I maybe actor, but I'd have to see what the competition was. Anyway, long nothing. And then all of a sudden, December 1st comes, and we get Japan just like, boom, Godzilla -1. Boom, monster. It was like, wow, Japan kicked some ass. And yet somehow, neither of those films were Japan's officially selected film to submit to the Academy Awards.
it's the Wim Wenders movie, right?
It's like, hey, what if we got this white guy's film? Wouldn't that be cool? I saw the trailer at the beginning of Monster. It does look good, but Japan, you're not going to pick a movie by probably your most famous living director? I don't understand. It just seems odd. If you don't pick Godzilla, I guess I get it, even though the last Godzilla film won the Japanese Academy Award for Best Picture.
Wow.
So, I don't know. Maybe they're just like, the American Academy too frou-frou for Godzilla -1, which is true. So I don't blame him for not sending that one. But Monster was excellent. So I'm like, all right, 2023, not so bad. And I actually forgot Skinamarink came out in 2023, because as you said, it was right at the beginning of it.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks.
For a lot of the year, I'm like, I guess there's only 2 movies I liked. Oh, well.
I liked a lot of movies this year.
But then letterboxd emailed me my 2023 year in review.
I never got mine, but I'm like a patron, so I don't know. Like, I see it every day.
Well, do you know how many films that you logged?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me your... I'll tell you my reasonable number, and you then give me your completely absurd number. I've watched and reviewed 341 films in the year 2023.
Hey, that's almost like a film a day.
I know, my goal was 300, and I seem to have done pretty well. And
You did.
that comes to a total of 590 hours.
Well, I watched a lot of long movies this year.
Yeah, apparently, I was like, wow, this feels kind of short. No Bellatar movies made it into my films this year.
I watched 588 movies this year.
Holy jeez. You've watched almost as many movies as hours of movies that I have watched.
It says I've put in 1,000.
You have kids. How do you fit them in?
Because I watch a lot of kids' movies, and also I'm not like sitting down and saying, this is what the only thing my eyes will be on. This is all my attention. Usually I put them on in the background, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's movies I've seen before. Like all my Christmas movies, I was working on my little puzzle. Not like okay, here we go. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, 58 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, what was your most watched actor this year?
Oh, well, I mean, I think we share it. There's no way.
Yeah, I would be.
It's Nicholson.
I have Jack Nicholson, yeah.
Yeah. I logged 37 Jack Nicholson films.
He doesn't tell me. It just says the most that
Oh,
I
damn.
watched.
My second most watched, do you have that?
No, just the most watched.
Damn.
Who's your
Well, I
second
got my
most
like top like 10.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Patreon man.
Well, I'll give you my top 4. So I got Jack Nicholson, Jane Fonda, Robert De Niro, and Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe gets in there every year because I watch a bunch of movies that... Because I did Schrader this year, and I did Scorsese, and I threw in some like random ones. But he's in a lot of Schrader movies.
He just works with a lot of auteurs. Who's your most watched director?
Oh, well, Martin Scorsese. I watched all of his movies, plus a lot of his shorts, plus a lot of his documentaries. Getting ready for Killers. 33.
Jeez, there's a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Mine is Ishiro Honda, famed Japanese original Godzilla director, and I'll explain why.
Oh, wow. Yeah, tell me.
In a moment. But I don't know how they do it. I think they go by unique movies. Because I took a look back at the number of films I actually watched of his. He would have been tied with the Godzilla -1 director.
Because you watched it 9 times.
All right, I'll tell you why. It has to do with the fact that my most watched week of films was 19 films from June 12th to June 18th. In 1 week, I watched the 19 films because that was the Godzilla movie marathon that weekend.
It's like, that's a lot for you.
Yeah, where over the course of that week, there was the 15 mainline Godzilla films they showed us, many of which directed by Ishiro Honda, and a couple of bonus films, 3 of them, also some directed by Ishiro Honda. So That makes a lot of sense there. I mean, so that marathon by itself was 18 films, and I probably logged in some crappy thing, that whatever film we watched that week for the podcast.
Yeah. Whatever shitty found footage horror movie on Tubi.
No. Podcast films, Joe.
I know, but you look a lot of Tubi found footage horror.
That definitely inflated my numbers there, yes. The day I most watch movies, Monday. I've watched 66 films on a Monday.
Yeah, when's my most watched day? Oh, mine's a Sunday, the day I'm home.
Yeah, makes sense. The second most day is Tuesday, which is maybe 64 or 65 films. It doesn't say, but it's right next to it. And then after that, it drops off dramatically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got 132.
You know, it kind of makes sense, though, right? Because on Monday, that's the day I'm always logging the podcast movies we do, just about. So you've got at least 50 or whatever from there. Sometimes I forget, but looking back at my week's watching a film, the little bar graph, it doesn't look like there was any week where I didn't watch a film, which is probably owing to our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the first movie I watched in the year was Billy Madison.
You make me so proud.
And the last one was obviously Godzilla -1 for the 9th time.
I had a weird year. My first movie was Creed. Just put that on probably when I was doing a puzzle. And then my last movie I watched of the year was Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Just put it on. I was like,
It even gave me my diary milestones.
Oh,
Ready
yes.
for this,
yes.
Joe?
Yeah, mine are horrible. Let me tell you. You go first, and I'll tell you mine.
All right. My 50th film, Elvis, which was okay. Watched it March 1st.
Lovely.
My 100th film, Magdalena Viraga, which is a complicated film. Watched it May 2nd. I'm sure none of you have heard of that. It's okay. My 150th film was one of those secret films from the Godzilla Marathon on June 19th. Yokai Monsters, not directed by Ishiro Honda. My 200th film on July 28th, a little over a month later, it's called Children of the Corn, but it's not the original one, but there's also two other movies called Children of the Corn. I think this is the one from 2009 based on the poster. I don't know. Then my 250th film, September 26th, the Kelsey Grammer lady from the... I forget what movie she's from. The God Committee. And then my 300th film, November 26th. Perhaps the best film we watched all year, because I know you watched it too. Dinosaur.
That was the last one for your milestone?
That was, I didn't get to 350. I was close, but didn't get there.
Well, it starts out pretty good in my eyes, but then it drops off. My 50th film was watched on January 31st. It was Casino, a fantastic movie. Which also, the Scorsese movies would also help with the run times that I had in there.
Yeah.
Since all of this stuff for like 3 hours. My 100th film was watched on March 2nd. It was Leave Her to Heaven. Very good movie.
All right, so you're doing about 50 films a month.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, about, yeah.
About, I guess. On April 17th, I watched The Electric Horseman, Sidney Pollack.
Slow month there, March and April for you.
Now, here, the 200th was logged on June 1st. It was Shutter Island.
Still slowing down. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You got to catch up at some point or the math's not working out.
Then I watched Adam Resurrected. Have you ever heard of that movie?
No,
It stars, hold on. It stars Jeff Goldblum and Willem Dafoe. It's a Paul Schrader movie from 2008. Let me just read you this synopsis for Adam Resurrected, a movie that you've never heard of and didn't know existed, that came out the year we graduated from high school. Before the war in Berlin, Adam was an entertainer, cabaret impresario, magician, musician loved by all, until he finds himself in a concentration camp confronted by the Commandant Klein. Adam survives the camp by becoming the Klein's dog, entertaining him while his wife and daughter are sent off to die. Adam Resurrected is the story of a man who once was a dog who meets a dog who was once a boy. You're welcome. Yeah, I watched that fucking movie.
I was following along till the last sentence. And now I just don't know if that's a metaphor or not. Like, I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really like the movie that much, and I didn't really understand it too well.
All right, well, go on.
Well, then 300th was hit the same month, July 30th.
There you go. All right.
I watched Nadine. Have you heard of Nadine?
No, also no.
It's a Jeff Bridges, Kim Basinger movie from 1987. It's just a whatever kind of movie. It's just like, hey, these two actors had a couple of weekends free, and this is what they made.
All right.
Then the first VHS was watched on September 24th. That was my 400th. Then my 500th, my last milestone, was The Myth of Fingerprints.
The MILF of Fingerprints?
Myth of Fingerprints. The myth.
Okay. I like that title less.
I thought the movie was bad. I gave it 1.5 stars, and I said, the title of this movie stinks. The cast is interesting. Wish this was something instead of a shrug. But it stars one of our favorite old ladies,
Blythe Danner.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll see you in my dreams.
Ooh, baby.
It also stars James LeGros, Julianne Moore, Roy Scheider, Hope Davis, and Noah Weil.
I do not know who James LeGros is, but I know who everybody else is.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I do? Do I?
I mean, you saw him in Showing Up this year, because I know you watched that.
I did watch that. I couldn't tell you
He
which one it
was
is.
somewhere in the cast. I'm looking right now. I didn't see it yet. He's like 10th build.
Yeah, all right. I'm sorry I missed him. Jeez.
Yeah, look for him next time.
All right, here's my most watched theme. The answer won't surprise you. Sci-fi monster and dinosaur adventures.
What could that be?
Yeah, jeez. And my most watched nano genre, monster destruction, Japan.
Monster destruction,
Japan. Japan. This is not a monster destruction, America. No,
well,
no,
that would
no.
be you'd be just watching all the American Godzillas, right?
Yeah, I guess.
My theme, my most watched theme was holiday joy and heartwarming Christmas. 21 movies. That's all it takes.
You're a man of varied tastes.
Well, it was tied for dreamlike, quirky, and surreal storytelling, which
that makes sense.
more
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got a nano genre for you. Slapstick holiday silly.
You know, there's a strong correlation between our themes and nano genres.
Yeah. Did you get a thing that says your highs and lows?
No. It said what my top-rated films of 2023 were, but I listed most of them already, when I talked about the films I liked.
Well, I'm going to only bring this up because we will talk about it down the line, maybe this year. My highs and lows. My highest average, 4.6 stars. I watched The Godfather. Go figure. My most popular was Barbie with 3.9 stars. My most obscure was Hardwood Classics presents Dazzling Dunks and Basketball Bloopers.
I cannot believe that was more obscure than Velocity.
Yeah, it was. This movie has been
it's
logged.
a crime.
Hold on, I'll tell you how many times this has been logged. 6 times.
We threw off the numbers. Velocity only had 6 people till we came along.
Now it's 8.
Well, hey, the movie maybe exploded and everybody started watching it because of our podcast. You're welcome, Velocity producers.
I wonder how they found it. It's very hard to find.
Well, on eBay, that one was easy. It was the Whoopi one that's got to win for this year.
Yes.
By the way, that we watched last year too. That didn't win. You can't watch it anywhere. It can't be watched. That has more reviews? I don't believe it. I call shenanigans. Letterboxd.
Well, let me tell you my lowest average, which I gave 4.5 stars, which has 1.4 stars as an average. It's the Adam Sandler classic Jack and Jill, and we were going to reevaluate that this year. That is a promise.
Okay. All right.
We're coming back to it.
Okay. All right. We'll do the real movie.
We watched a movie this week.
You watch that? All right. Let's do that one. Let me drink this water, actually. My ranting has tired my throat.